Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my performance review of the Under Armour, or I guess Curry brand, Curry 4 Low Flotro. And the Curry 4 Low Flotro is a Flotro version of the regular Curry 4, which I love the Curry 4 Low. I mean, yeah, the Flotro version of the Curry 4 Low, sorry. And also the Curry 4, the regular Curry 4 is one of my favorite shoes in this entire shoe line, right? So the Curry 4, the Curry 2, amazing. Curry 6 was absolutely amazing, you know. And then of course with Curry's line for the past what, like 4 or 5 models have been pretty much the exact same, right? So the Curry 4 Low Flotro is pretty cheap though, 130 bucks. I don't know why this shoe is $30 cheaper, but it is, which I think is a good thing. And all of his Flotros have been pretty good for pricing, right? So the Curry 1 Low Flotro is 130 bucks as well. So yeah, if you guys do want to cop, try to leave in the link in the description box. But let's get started right off with the traction units. And obviously with Flow, you're gonna have amazing traction. You know what I mean? And with this, you have amazing traction. So yeah, you're gonna be stopping literally on a pin. You're not even on a down, you're on a pin, because this shoe stops really hard, like almost too hard. It hurts my feet, it hurts my knees, it hurts my everything, you know. Sometimes I stop and just like instantaneously stops, and then I'm like, yo, that kind of hurt. You know what I mean? So yeah, amazing stops like glue on clean court. So yeah, if you're playing on a dusty court, it does pick up a little bit of dust, but if you do an easy slight wipe, you should be good to go. But it is affected by dust a little bit, right? I don't know what it is. It's weird because before I moved, right, when I was playing like, you know, my other 24-hour fitness court before I moved, like I moved pretty far away, right? But then like with the Curry 8, 9, 10, I played it with it on that court, even though when it was dirty or dusty, it would bite through the dust really well, right? But then I moved here to Orange County, and then I've been playing like LA Fitness, 24-hour fitness courts, and I play on different courts sometimes, like, you know, because some of my friends live in different places. And for some reason, it doesn't bite through dust as well on these courts. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the surface that was a little bit different that I was playing on, like where I used to live. I don't know, but anyways, but here in Orange County, it's affected by dust a little bit more, right? So if you do wipe, it's an easy wipe, like I said, so it has really good stops again, but it does pick up dust fairly quickly. And then when there is dust present, it does slide around a little bit more than I guess rubber outsoles. So that kind of sucks. And then obviously durability, this definitely is not going to be the best option, right? It's not as bad as you would think, right? It's not as bad as you would think, but it's still bad. So don't play with this shoe or with any Flow shoe on the outdoor court for that matter. I mean, like, you can make it work, I guess. Like it'll last a little bit longer than you would think, but like for example, I thought I would like blow through this on an outdoor court in like one day, but then it wasn't that bad, you know what I mean? But still not the best option. So there's that. And I have the Curry 11 right over here. So they changed up the pattern a little bit, right? If you guys want to see the difference in pattern, I guess the Curry 4 Low Flotro looks a little bit more aggressive, but for the most part, it's still extremely similar, right? So there's that. Moving on to the heel to toe transition, also very smooth in all of the Flow shoes. You have a very curved shape for the actual shape of the sole, which I do like. So here in the heel, we have a nice curved shape, and also this midsole is pretty soft, right? So it's very smooth here in the heel, and then the forefoot, crazy curved shape, and we have a good amount of forefoot flex, right? But not as much as the Curry 11. The Curry 11 has a lot more flex in the forefoot, right? The Curry 4 Low Flotro, not as much. That has to do with, of course, the fact that the Curry 11 is a little bit flatter, as you guys can see, right? So because of that, they probably made it a little bit more flexible here in the forefoot for heel to toe transition and made it feel smooth still. But yeah, the Curry 4 Low Flotro is still really smooth for heel to toe transition when you're doing heel dominant strides down the court. And now moving on to the cushioning setup. The cushioning setup is just Flow, and Flow is not that nice in my personal opinion. Or I guess if Flow is nice in the running shoes, you know what I mean? I don't know if you tried Flow in the running shoes, but it's really like, it's actually kind of soft, has a nice little bounce, has a nice compression as well. But then in their basketball shoes, like, I understand basketball, you need more responsiveness. I like responsive cushioning setups, right? But it just doesn't feel the same, right? And I feel like if they just use Flow from the running shoes in their basketball shoes, it would still be very nice, because Flow isn't super duper soft, especially the way they make it in the running shoes. But anyways, this is still my favorite cushioning setup in any Flotro model, because there's a lot more compression. I feel like it's because of the way it's made here, right? All this is exposed, right? If you can see here in the Curry 11, we have this plastic piece, which kind of like cages the foam a little bit more, so it doesn't compress as much, right? The Curry 11. I would say the Curry 4 Low Flotro has more compression than any other Flotro that I've tried. So that feels really nice here in the heel, but that's about it, right? Court feels pretty good. Responsiveness, of course, is pretty good as well. Impact protection, I would say, is adequate. Like when I do hard impacts, my feet don't hurt that much. But still, like, I wish there was a little something more, a little some, you know what I mean? And I feel like what would make this cushioning setup a little bit better, right? Or actually a lot better is if they added a nice soft mesh strobo board and then put something soft under that. You know what I mean? Like, this would be absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? Because it would make the step and comfort really nice and comfortable, but also you would still have a very responsive cushioning setup, right? So Under Armour, please do something like that. You know what I mean? Or maybe do a little cutout or something like Adidas. I guess at least a cutout. But what I would want the most is like a soft mesh strobe board, like found in pretty much all Chinese company shoes. You know what I mean? Like the AR1, which is like $100. Austin Reeves shoe has that. The AG4 also, which is Aaron Gordon's shoe, has that as well, and it's $100. And the cushion's way better for step and comfort in those shoes than in this, you know what I mean? So anyways, I mean, it's just your typical flow, nothing crazy, you know what I mean? So there's that. Moving on to the upper. The upper I really like, but I hate how much they changed it here in the Flotro comparing it to the regular Curry 4 Low, right? So we still have a knit material, but the regular Curry 4 is way thinner. This is still really thin though, and we also still have this fuse over the toe box, so that'll be good for support and also durability. I really like that. And then we have a little bit more fuse here on the lateral side as well. And then for the midfoot, it stays extremely thin, but also like supportive. It doesn't stretch at all with this knit. Like they put some underlaying material so that it doesn't stretch as much and gives you better support, right? Which is, of course, is a good thing. And then for the tongue, we have like an average amount of padding. It's not super well padded, but it is a pretty large tongue. It's a half booty construction tongue as well. And then here in the ankle area, we have very minimal padding too. But in the regular Curry 4 Low, we had like a one booty upper, right? And it was a very stretchy material here in the midfoot, and it kind of stretched over your foot. It felt like a sock, which I really liked, right? So I wish they would have kept that the same, because literally they didn't really keep anything the same from the regular Curry 4 Low. You know what I mean? I guess besides like the overall kind of shape of the shoe, but obviously the cushion's not the same. The traction's not even the same, you know what I mean? The upper is not the same, it just looks kind of the same. So I wish they would, you know, I really don't like how Under Armour changes the shoe so much for the Flotros, you know what I mean? Imagine if they, like Jordan Brand retroed a shoe, right? And then when they retroed it, it's like a completely different shoe. A lot of people would be kind of mad, you know what I mean? But anyways, I guess Flotro and retro is different, but I just wish they would have kept the upper the same, but still, I mean, the Curry 4 Low Flotro is still nice though. It's this nice knit material, especially for $130. It's a really good quality. I guess the synthetic material that's found like in the back of the shoe and also on the tongue isn't the best, obviously, but the overall knit is really nice quality, right? It feels really nice on foot as well. It's thin, it's supportive, it conforms to your foot extremely well. So I like the overall feel of the upper on foot. It feels great. It's just I wish they would have, you know, kept it the same as the Curry 4 Low. That's it, right? And now moving on to the fit. I went up half a size and it fits me extremely well, right? So I don't know what it is with flows, but they make the shoe like pretty flat right here at the tip of the toe, so it makes it a little bit shorter in my personal opinion. So I've been going up half a size for the Flotros, and it fits me pretty well with this, right? My toes go very close to the edge of the shoe, and I feel like if I went true to size, it would be a little tight, right? So just be careful with that. I feel like most people will be okay going up half a size. Also here in the toe box, it is really snug, and width-wise, it is slightly narrow, and Currys always have fit me very, very well. So I love the fit here in the Curry 4 Low Flotro. It's a very nice, snug fit for me. Also, we have a pretty high heel tab, so it is very easy to just slip the shoe on, just like in the Curry 11. The Curry 11 has a crazy heel tab, and also look at how low it goes, right? The Curry 4 Low Flotro, not as low, but still a low top. So there's the fit there. Moving on to the support and lockdown. For lateral containment, it was really good, right? I had no issues with lateral containment at all. You can see all the sidewalls for lateral support, right? So here in the forefoot, we have the foam coming out, acting as a sidewall. Same thing here in the heel, and there's an internal TPU heel counter. So lateral containment, my foot didn't come out of the footbed at all, right? Which of course is a good thing. And this overall upper that is supportive, but it does roll over on itself a little bit, just a tiny bit. So it does feel like, I mean, it doesn't feel unsupported, right? And I didn't really have any issues. It was adequate for me, but I feel like if you need really good support, I guess like found like the Zion 2 or something like that, then obviously this isn't the best option, but for most people, I feel like it'll be supportive enough, right? And also lateral stability, very, very good. All Under Armour shoes have very wide bases here in the forefoot. You're very low to the ground as well, so lateral stability was also very good. You shouldn't have any issues with like instability, right? And also, you know, when I tightened the shoe up, my foot felt really locked in. You know, here in the midfoot, here in the forefoot, I had a very nice snug fit. And the tongue felt very nice and snug, especially with the half booty construction that they have. And then I had no issues with heel slippage. It has very nice lockdown overall for my foot for the shoe. So, supporting lockdown, very, very nice, right? Now moving on to the weight of the shoe, that's something that they do really well with Flow, because Flow, first of all, Flow is very lightweight, right? The Flow, like kind of compound or whatever foam composition that they have is very lightweight. And also because of their use of Flow with the outsole, they're not using rubber, and rubber is usually pretty heavy. It takes up a lot of the weight of a shoe. So because of that, Currys are very, very lightweight, right? So Curry 4 Low Flotro we have coming in at 11.4 ounces, which is extremely light. Same thing with the other shoe, 11.4 ounces. So the average weight of my shoes is around 12.5 ounces. So that's like an ounce lighter than average, which is very, very lightweight. It feels lightweight, feels very minimal. It also feels ninja-like almost, because it's silent. There's no squeak to this shoe, so you kind of feel like a quiet ninja, you know what I mean, when you're playing in these shoes. That's compared to the Curry 11, which is 11.25 ounces, right? So very, very lightweight shoe for the Curry 4 Low Flotro and also the Curry 11. And now moving on to the ventilation. Ventilation is not amazing because you have a lot of this fuse, right? So there's not a lot of airflow, but I guess it is a pretty thin material, so the heat dissipates to the upper pretty well. So it's not a super hot shoe, but also not very well ventilated, right? So there's that. Moving on to the aesthetics, I really like it. I feel like this colorway looks really dope as well, with this peach and pink color combination that they got going on, with kind of like the gold here in the back. So and also the overall shoe looks great, you know what I mean? So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. And I definitely feel like it looks better than the Curry 11 in my personal opinion. So anyways, so wrapping things up, yeah, I mean, it plays extremely similarly to every single other Curry shoe with Flow. Whoa, which of course is a good thing because they all perform extremely well. They're very responsive, very lightweight, and if you're a guard, this is like the pinnacle. Like, this is a shoe that you would want. The only thing I would change is of course the cushion. Yeah, I want the cushion to be a little bit better, especially for the price that you pay for the Curry 11. But for 130 bucks for the Curry 4 Low Flotro, I feel like it's great. And then for the price, it's really good too. The knit, you know, great quality. The flow, you know, they're using pretty much the same exact thing as his signature shoe line. I mean, this is dual density. It's a little bit different, but it feels pretty much the exact same, you know what I mean? So if you've been meaning to get a Curry shoe, right, with Flow, or I guess if you wanted the Curry 11, but it's a little expensive, right? For 160 bucks, pretty expensive, then definitely just get this shoe. The Curry 4 Low Flotro pretty much performs exactly the same, right? You have the knit. This has knit as well in the Curry 11. This has knit. Very minimal upper for both of the shoes, right? The cushion, pretty much like I said, is the exact same, but the Curry 4 Low Flotro has more compression from the actual midsole, which feels nicer, right? And the traction, of course, is the exact same as well. So yeah, if you want to save 30 bucks, because the Curry 4 Low Flotro is 130 bucks, then definitely go ahead and do that, right? But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Flotros, besides I guess the regular Curry 4 Flotro. Remember the with the suede? I really like that shoe, but also if you want a low, this is one of my favorite. Comparing it to like the Curry 1 Low Flotro and the Curry 2 Low Flotro, I feel like this is my favorite because of the knit material and also this, right, the heel compression. But anyways, that about concludes my performance review of the Curry 4 Low Flotro. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave the link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.